Now, starting this bulletin with a big breaking news coming in from Switzerland. Several people have been killed and others injured after an explosion tore through a bar in luxury alpine ski resort Crans, Montana in Switzerland. Swiss police confirmed the incident, saying that the blast was of unknown origin. Emergency services rushed to the scene as authorities launched an investigation to determine what caused the explosion. A cantonal police spokesperson said that the multiple fatalities have been confirmed, while further details on the injured and the circumstances of the blast are still awaited. In the holiday resort ski resort in Switzerland, a blast ripped through the luxury alpine ski resort of Crans, Montana, and this has resulted in several people being dead. Multiple fatalities have been confirmed by the police there. Swiss police have confirmed that the incident has happened and said that the blast is of unknown origin, and they're still investigating as to what led to that particular blast. Emergency services has been rushed to the scene as the authorities launched an investigation to determine the cause of this explosion. Police spokesman said that multiple fatalities have been confirmed, while further details with regard to the injured are awaited. A shocking story coming in from Switzerland, where an unknown origin blast has been reported. Now, for more on this, I'm joined in by Ishita, who in fact gives us more details. Ishita, blasted luxury ski resort that has in fact happened, and at the same time, what is expected when it comes to the investigation as well? There seems to be people are just responding as of now to what has happened. The authorities also just responding. It'll take time to actually figure out what exactly happened.
Right, Verghese, it is a major news that's coming to light from Switzerland. This explosion happened at a bar. It's a very popular tourist spot, in fact, in the ski resort town of Mons. So, you know what exactly happened? We do not know. We are still getting details about this. But what we know is this blast took place exactly at 1:30 p.m. local time. This is when celebrations are going on. People had gathered to welcome the new year, and this is when the explosion tore through this popular bar. And right now, police has confirmed that fatalities have taken place, but we do not have any numbers at this point. It is being called a blast of unknown origin, which means we do not know what exactly triggered the blast or who caused this explosion. At this point, investigation is still ongoing. Emergency services, as you mentioned before, are right there on the spot. They're trying to explore all the possible angles here, because terror angle is also something that cannot be ruled out. It does seem at the outset a targeted attack, right, taking place on New Year's Eve, but this is something that is still being investigated. At this point, we cannot say for sure what exactly triggered the blast. Police say it is a blast of unknown origin, which means right now investigation is underway to find out what exactly caused this explosion. The big update right now is that multiple casualties have been confirmed by the police, but we do not have any numbers at this point. And remember, when we're talking about this popular town, it was in fact set to host a major skiing event as well. And you know, it is very popular with British tourists as well. So it does seem that, you know, the aim here was to make the casualties as high as possible, because we're talking about this explosion taking place on New Year's Eve when celebrations were ongoing.
Also, Ishita, as we in fact see, there are the first responders who are in fact moving to that area. They have yet to understand how many people have been injured, but they are confirming multiple fatalities. This explosion seemed to have been quite a powerful one that had occurred at that ski resort.
Right, of course, you know, it does seem like the visuals we're getting in at this point, it does show, you know, fire in fact spreading in that bar and the explosion taking place. As I said before, we do not have any numbers, but it does seem a lot of people had gathered for celebrations, especially British tourists, because this specific town is very famous among British tourists. So a lot of people had gathered for celebrations. They were ringing in the new year, and right on New Year's Eve at about 1:30 p.m. local time, this explosion tore through that bar, leading to multiple casualties. In fact, we are given to understand that there are several fatalities have been confirmed, and several other people have also been seriously injured who are right now undergoing treatment. Numbers still have not come out. The police say right now investigation is underway. They're at the spot to determine what exactly caused the blast, you know, who triggered the explosion at this point.
Also, interestingly enough, as of now, what we understand, Ishita, is that this is the holiday season. You had Christmas towards New Year that was in fact happening, and therefore most of these resorts are actually filled with people. It was New Year's Eve, and therefore this kind of an explosion that's occurred inside that resort could come as a shocker for the holiday goers across Europe as well. Interestingly enough, there seems to have been a lot of arrests as well as action being taken in Turkey, where they had in fact gone ahead and tried to get an ISIS module busted, in which they suspect that they were involved in some kind of an attempted plan to hamper these celebrations. But still, we have to in fact wait for authorities to give us some kind of an answer to this, what exactly happened. But since it was the holiday season, most of these resorts were in fact jam-packed, wasn't there?
Right, Verghese, there is fear of this being a terror attack, and as you said before, the fear with regard to rise of ISIS worldwide, that cannot be ruled out. We also had a Bondi Beach attack taking place in Australia, where ISIS in fact was involved. So definitely there is fear of this being a terror attack, but at this point we do not have any information coming in from Switzerland police who are yet to confirm whether this was a terror attack or not. As of now, it is being investigated, and as you mentioned that it was in fact a jam-packed situation, because a lot of people had gathered to celebrate New Year, and it happened right on New Year's Eve. They were there to welcome, to cherish and celebrate as they ring in 2026, but right at that time when celebrations were unfolding, the attack took place at about 1:30 p.m. local time. So definitely at the outset it does seem like a targeted attack, because a lot of people had gathered for celebrations. But as I said before, no official confirmation has come yet regarding if this is a terror attack or not. But there are fears about this being a terror attack, because we have seen, the rise of ISIS across the world, and terror attacks linked to the terror organization also taking place, not just across Europe, but also around the world, especially with regards to the recent Bondi Beach attack that we saw.
Also, interestingly enough, they are in fact also speculating, especially the Swiss media there, that this could also be because of storage of fireworks that must have in fact led to it. This is another speculation that is coming in, because of course this is the time when fireworks were on display welcoming the new year. So there's something of that sort go wrong is another investigation that is being carried out by the Swiss media there. Switzerland, of course, now facing this kind of a situation. Looks like the holiday season of 2026, 25-26 seems to have been marred by this. Also, Ishita, we have in fact seen how we were talking about how tourists in fact visit Switzerland, especially from across the world during the New Year Eve, as Christmas to New Year Eve as it is seen. It is a country that attracts a lot of tourists. And this would be interesting to see what exactly caused this explosion, because that would in fact raise concerns of safety protocols and other issues that could come in.
Right, Verghese, with no official confirmation coming in from the Switzerland police, of course, there are speculations going on as to what triggered the explosion, what caused the blast. You, of course, have a terror theory, and you also have a theory that there could be fireworks, which may have triggered the explosion right at the bar, because as you mentioned, with the celebrations ringing in the New Year, there were a lot of fireworks also, which were lighting up the skies to welcome New Year. So, of course, this is also a possibility that may have triggered the explosion at the bar, but with no official confirmation coming in yet, we cannot say if this is the exact cause or, just point the finger at this point. But of course, this remains one of the possibilities as to what may have triggered the explosion. And remember again, this town we're talking about of Crans, Montana, it is a very popular tourist spot in the Swiss Alps. A lot of people come in to welcome New Year at this tourist spot. So of course, we're looking at high casualty number here. Number have not been confirmed by the Switzerland police yet, but multiple fatalities have been confirmed as of now.
Also, what is the first responders in fact looking at when they in fact move? It is going to be a challenging situation, because on one side you have a lot of casualties that they are confirming to, on the other side rescue attempts, at the same time the injured. Taking them away from the place is going to be quite difficult, because on one side you have the roads that could be jam-packed with the kind of figures that we are expecting to get. Looks like helicopters have also been pressed into service to remove those who need critical care.
Right, of course, we're witnessing very swift action by the Switzerland officials in this case. As I mentioned before, several fatalities have been confirmed and several other people are also injured. So now they are being taken care of. They are being taken to hospitals to get them treatment as fast as they can, and the best possible efforts being made by officials there to get those injured in hospitals at this moment. And of course, emergency services are also present on the spot to douse the fire as well. So yes, a lot of effort being seen on the part of Switzerland officials at this point to take and to ensure that best possible care is given to those who are injured in this attack.
So, Ishita, as we in fact see, we've been saying it's the holiday season, but Switzerland has a very, important protocols that have been set up, especially when it comes to safety. Now, this particular explosion is said to have occurred around 1:30 a.m., most past the New Year revelers' time, and this bar where it has happened is said to be a very popular bar in that ski resort where you have New Year revelers in fact coming in. So, the timing probably has happened much after the celebrations with regard to ringing in 2026, and this has happened around 1:30 a.m. as well.
Right. So now, whether there was a lapse on the part of these officials with regard to safety measures or not, this is something that only investigation can tell later. At this point, as I said, this is a blast which is being seen caused by, right now, we do not have an official reason as to what triggered the blast. So these are speculations that will go on until the investigation actually tells us what triggered the blast right in the place. As you mentioned, yes, there could be, lapses in terms of safety measures being taken at the bar. But again, these are all speculations at this moment of time. We do not know what triggered the blast. So yes, that also remains one of the possibilities which may have caused the blast.
Also, reports are also coming in that the Swiss police might be giving in a statement soon, because a lot of questions coming to them asking as to what could be the number of casualties and those who are injured, and probably even what led to that explosion. So it looks like we are expecting press conference soon with regard to the Swiss police on it. Meanwhile, this was a lot of videos have appeared on social media regarding this, and it shows the entire area being engulfed in flames. People have been putting out saying how the situation has become quite difficult on the ground as well.
Right, of course. See, it is a blast that has taken place at a very popular tourist spot. So we're talking about casualties involving people of multiple nationalities, and therefore a statement will be coming in from Switzerland officials, because if people from multiple nationalities are involved, we will be needing answers as well. So of course we are expecting a statement very soon, and as you mentioned that yes, it is a season, it is an attack that comes right on New Year's Eve, so revelers were there to enjoy, and then this attack taking place makes it a pretty critical issue.
Also, one of the news outlet, Blick, as I said, was suggesting that it could have been caused by fireworks during a concert, is what they are saying. So again, an investigation still going on. The police are yet to give us some kind of an information on that part as well. Again, looks like what we know right now, Ishita, is that there's a blast that has taken place. There are several speculations regarding what could have led to it. But what we know is that there is there are casualties in this, but we don't know exact figures. The people have injured also not known. So basically, we'll have to wait and see what the police in fact say.
Right, Varghese, with this blast taking place at this popular ski resort in Switzerland, we have more questions than answers at this point. We do not have the particular number as to how many people have died in this. We only know that multiple fatalities have been confirmed. We do not know what exactly triggered the blast. There are multiple speculations going around whether it could be a terror attack, whether this was caused by lapses in terms of safety measures, whether it was the fireworks that triggered the explosion. These are the questions that will be answered once we have official statement coming in from Switzerland police. In fact, the statement, as you mentioned before, is expected soon. But at this point, we have more questions than answers with regard to this incident. Viewers, it is in fact a breaking news. So we are, some details are still awaited. But what we know is that a bar, in fact, was hit by an explosion at about 1:30 p.m. in Switzerland. It's a very popular tourist spot we're talking about. So multiple fatalities have been confirmed, but of course we do not have the number or the reason which